Once again, I am Silent3, and this is my kitchen. We have a very special episode of Cooking with Silent today. I don't know if you can hear Dice screaming from the other room. I think you probably can. But this is a special episode for two reasons. First and foremost, I'm very excited to announce that I will be adding this tomato that I picked from my own garden to the recipe. It's very exciting to me. I'm kidding. The most important part is I'm an affiliate now. Yeah, so you might notice the brand new it's over here, isn't it? The brand new subscribe button. Go ahead and click that if you want, because you can now. It's weird to say. I'm not going to be the person plugging, subscribe. I'll tell you to follow, especially if you care about cooking these delicious, delicious recipes. But I'm not going to tell you to subscribe unless it's something that you want to do and it is within your budget. Hello, Slayerling! How are you? One of my very, very first subscribers. Do you want a sword? I can give you a sword. Do you want a sword? I don't mind. What is that? Oh, it's a unicorn coming out of a heart. Okay. My eyesight isn't that great, and it looked obscene for a moment. So, we should get cooking. I shouldn't be standing here squishing my cream cheese. That's not a euphemism. I just washed my cutting board for like the third time, so I'm drying it off now. I cut a steak on it, and it has stained. So, oh, you got the notification. That is excellent news. That is excellent news. Akua said that she wouldn't be able to make it tonight because of work or something. I don't remember the reasoning she gave, but that's okay. We can charge on. Let me get my ingredients all lined up here for you, as I like to try to put them all on my cutting board. I don't know why I do this, but I do. So here you go. Alright, we have some Tuscan heat spice. This is garlic, basil, rosemary, cayenne pepper, oregano, and fennel. It's not whole fennel seeds, it's ground fennel, which is good because I don't like the whole fennel seeds. That's the reason I don't like Italian sausage, which is part of the reason why I don't like pizza, because I don't like the main things that come on pizza. So yeah, we have that. We have some Parmesan cheese, some linguine. I have some cream cheese here, a lemon, chicken. Here is a Roma tomato that they sent. But I wasn't kidding. This actually is a tomato from my garden. And like looking at these two next to each other, this one is so incredibly vibrant and red and beautiful, and I am so excited. Okay, so let's shove everything off again. I admit that I cheated. I already got started. And by already got started, I mean I started boiling some water for the pasta. It's gonna take a real long time before that heats up, so I might as well get an early quit. Hi! Hi, Acula. It's okay if you aren't able to make it. Actually, I'm not attached to Tuesdays. If there is a day that works better for you, I don't mind changing for you. How often do you hear that? I don't mind changing. I'll change for you. It's a weird thing to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I made it weird. I think I'm just riding the high of having subscribers. At work, I was so surprised to see some notifications saying that I did. And I got so excited, I just blurted it out. I said, guys, I have subscribers. And one of my coworkers was like, on YouTube? And I said, on Twitch. And she said, you stream? So that is how well they know my habits at work. That's not true. That's not fair. She's just temporarily filling in with us. She works at another salon. She actually kind of bounces around and fills in as needed. And since one of my usual masseurs is going on vacation soon, don't zest your thumb if you can avoid it. One of my usual guys is going on vacation, so she's helping us out in the meantime. And since this is like the second day that she's known me, I think it's okay that she doesn't know that I stream. Yeah. If you're at work, IQ, I don't know if you're actually, like, I know if I were tuned into a stream while at work, I would have it muted so they didn't know that I was watching a stream. So I don't know if you can hear me right now. And that's okay if you can't. I will send you a message later asking about your schedule and if something else would work better for you. Because I don't mind. Oh, I guess as long as it's not a Wednesday or every other Thursday. Okay, so I was rolling my lemon like that, first of all, because I've already zested it and now my hands smell delightful, but also because it softens things up a little bit on the inside, which makes it easier to juice later. If you do that, I do recommend doing it before you zest it, just so it's a bit stronger and you can roll harder. So, beginning properly, I have garlic. Now, this is one of the weird recipes where I'm supposed to finely chop some garlic, but have some more. Like, just slice it, I mean. And I didn't set any aside to slice. Like, they usually send me plenty extra, but I also use it in a bunch of extra things. And yesterday I used the last of my, my good garlic. Hi, Linkster, welcome to the stream! I used the last of my good garlic in a recipe that required 2 whole cloves. So of course I put in a whole head because that's how I roll. So we're just using the minced garlic for all of it this time around, and hopefully that's not going to mess things up too much. I have zested, and I'm supposed to have this direction. And now I'm finally chopping my tomatoes, plural. Ooh, hydrate, thank you for that reminder. Here's my water. I'm glad I didn't have the other camera turned on. I just spilled this down the front of my shirt. But, there you go, I am hydrated. Okay. And now, we are chopping a tomato. I have been having a terrific time at work. What are some suggestions? I would love some suggestions for more of these challenges. I just picked some random default ones, like hydrate was a default one. There's one for 2,000 bits that says that you can choose a word, and I cannot say that word for the next... Yeah, right? I mean, it is very important to stay hydrated, so... I mean, I kind of appreciate it. And I know once I do Extra Life, I'm going to add other things like stretch. I think I want to put in, like, maybe do some push-ups. Because I've done that a few times where I try to do push-ups throughout just to remain active. So I'm not literally just sitting in. I will not drink a beer. I would love to say that I don't have any in the house, but that's not true. Uh, Victor Slim left some here. Um, yeah, but I'll have like random be active ones during the 24-hour stream. But like doing a push up now, like first of all, you wouldn't be able to see it very well, and then I would have to wash my hands again, stuff like that. How long ago did he leave them? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these things are a couple years old. Maybe not. No, they couldn't be years old, because we've only lived in the house for just under 2 years, and I'm pretty sure we didn't move them from the apartment. Pretty sure. I still can't get over how beautiful these tomatoes are. Like, this one I'm gonna have to do a few cuts. I'm supposed to be finely dicing these. Do not use my knife technique here. That was very dangerous. Trust me, I'm a professional. They don't just hand out affiliate to anyone. uh, yeah, so aren't they nice? I am so there are a couple more too. This one's not quite as bright red, but I am so stoked about these. Um, we we had a um we had one from this plant earlier, and they were really good. Uh, I don't know if I told you guys, but sometime like in November, which was a bad idea, I planted some bell pepper seeds because I love bell peppers. So one day when I was slicing up a bell pepper that I just got for eating, it was an orange one, I was like, hey, I can do this. So I took every single seed from that bell pepper and I planted it. And I ended up at first with like 230 bell pepper plants growing. But like I said, I started this endeavor in November. So that was a lot of plants, and I was not able to keep up with them as I should have, and I feel very bad. But most of them ended up dying. Um, However, at the end of it, I still had a whole bunch of them. Probably more than I would be able to plant. So I took some of the extra plants and I gave them to my coworkers. Because, you know, my boss was talking about how he now has a raised garden bed and he wants to put veggies and herbs in there. And I know one of my physical therapists, um, she grows a pretty significant garden too. So I took some in and I just, you know, whoever wants them, they can have them. And so those all got dispersed. And as a thank you, that physical therapist gave me a tomato plant, which was massive. It was like a full grown tomato plant. And it was falling over. So the farmer who sold it to her took a stake and shoved it into the plant and then screwed it into the side of the plastic container to, you know, help it stay vertical. Which was great because it did. But then I had to try to figure out, because I didn't want to keep it in the plastic container, I wanted to put it in the ground. I had to figure out how to transplant this this full-grown tomato plant that was screwed into the side of its container. I ended up, first of all, I ended up cutting the container around the screw. Because I wasn't going to unscrew it. I'm like, forget that. Screw that. Or unscrew that. Or pointedly don't. So I just cut around it, and then it was a very strategic maneuver. I wish that I had gotten dice to record it, because I'm sure it looked ridiculous. All right. So normally I like using my clear bowl for this, but my clear bowl is in the dishwasher right now. So I'm using just my regular red one here with snowflakes. And I am using this. Am I done cutting stuff? I want to make sure I'm done cutting stuff. Butter, right. Yes, I think I'm done. Okay, so now I'm going to use my knife to cut open my chicken breast strips here. And I'm going to drain out some of those extra juices. Extra juices don't want to drain today. That's fine. We're going to leave this over here so we don't mistakenly use it again. Beautiful. Okay, so with these, we're going to pat it dry, which is going to be interesting because these are basically pre-cut, which means they already have little bits, and those little bits like to stick to my paper towel as I try to pat them dry. And you know, it's not the best. I would recommend, if you are doing this, buy full chicken breasts, dry them, and then cut them into pieces. Because this just feels like waste. Now I have to go through and pick all of these off and put them back in the bowl. That's a tea mug. Oh god, that's so much. This one doesn't have a measurement on the side. That would be a lot. That's a tea mug with a pour spout. Also, it doesn't hold up to heat very well, so probably not your best option in that regard. Alright, so we have my chicken dried. So I'm going to throw in a large drizzle of olive oil. My oil of choice, by the way. Depending on what I'm doing. Most of the time it's olive oil. Chopped garlic. I feel like that makes more sense. Because people tend to drink a lot more coffee than they drink tea. I mean, like, coffee drinkers drink more coffee than tea drinkers drink tea. I could be wrong. It's just that coffee is such a socially acceptable addiction that I am considered weird for not liking coffee. Like, what? You're not addicted to the same stimulants that the rest of us are? Nope. Okay. I use about half of my Tuscan heat spice. And then salt and pepper. That being said, on Sunday when I made the fried rice, I did drink a lot of tea. But that was like really good specialty. Specialty. Okay. Don't change her too much. I know you two like her. Okay, so mixing this up. Making some real cool squelchy noises. Okay, So it's in a medium roll, patted dry, large drizzle of olive oil, chopped garlic, half the spice, salt and pepper. Then I set it aside. Then once the water is boiling, it's getting there. It's not ready yet, but it's getting there. Gonna go ahead and give it a stir. I'm gonna cook my linguine for 9 to 11 minutes until it's al dente. I'm going to reserve half a cup of pasta cooking water. While the pasta cooks, okay, our pasta isn't actually cooking yet. But what I am going to do is go ahead and get started on the next step anyway. Which is heat a large pan over a medium-high heat and add the lemon halves cut side down. And I'm gonna char those, which should take like 3 to 4 minutes. And that's without oil. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And that'll make them nice and charred. I'm reading the last step here about how to use these charred lemons. It says divide pasta between bowls and topped with remaining Parmesan, served with charred lemon halves on the side, and squeeze those babies all over your finished dish. I was just amused at how they're telling us to squeeze babies. Maybe you shouldn't squeeze babies. I hear that that's not very good for them. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, though. If you want to squeeze some babies, you squeeze some babies. But I'm not encouraging it. How about that? Okay. Scoot this over a little bit more. We're still doing some waiting. I'm really glad I got my water started early. Because otherwise this would have been real awkward. I guess I can switch over to stove cam. Can't set that down on top of the teapot. So, I have my water going here. You know what? Let's raise this. I don't know if that's gonna work now that I think about it. Can I scooch it over? Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. There we go. Now you can see things a little bit better. I will move it forward a bit so you can see the back pan better, because that's where all the action. Woo! I'm making a lot of noise. Sorry. That's where all the action is, on the back one. But, like, that's still stuff. Okay, so. Just gonna throw these on for about 3 minutes. And they are going to do their things. I have another pan. It's actually a saucepan that I like using to boil pasta. It's a lot smaller, so it doesn't hold something as long as, for example, linguine. But when I'm doing penne or something like that, I like using that one, because I feel like it boils faster. And while that's probably true, it's most likely because it is a smaller pot and thus there is less water. And that's why it boils faster. And I really don't know why I haven't thrown these beers out. I feel like a lot of it is just sentimental purposes. This one says it's best by October 21st, 2019. That is a blueberry ale. this one, the Velvet Panda American Stout, says June 4th, 2020. So, yeah, I guess I should probably pour these out. What do you think? Should I try them before I do? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this right. Boom. Ah, delicious. I'm drinking just water. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. When I do, I like Hot Damn. It's my favorite. It is spicy cinnamon schnapps, and it is delicious. It tastes just like cinnamon candy. It comes in two varieties. It comes in like the regular, and it comes in a 100 proof version, which is 50% alcohol. People who are very acclimated to alcohol say that they don't taste a difference between the two. I definitely do, and I prefer the weaker stuff. Ooh, these look lovely. I should have used a different utensil. Okay, well. I'm gonna use the plates that I'll use for serving to hold these in the meantime. That's what they look like. Nice and charred on the inside. This one might be harder to pick up. Ooh, partially because it's stuck. There we go. Looks beautiful. Actually does look beautiful. Okay, and now I'm gonna throw some heat on here. I mean some oil on here. There's already plenty of heat. Okay. Where did my recipe go? That would be bad. Alright. I am not a patient person. And I'll probably catch a lot of flack from this from people who actually know what they're doing. But I'm going to put my linguine in now, even though I'm not completely boiling. I'm going to let it get soft. And then I will rearrange. It's not rearranging much yet. So see, the real problem here is I usually use tongs for this because I have a bit more control than I do with just a spoon. But one set of tongs is in the dishwasher, and the other set is currently covered in raw chicken juice because that's what I use to stir that. But here we go. Let's get a new timer going. Even though this isn't boiling yet, I'm still going to set my timer for the minimum, the 9 minutes. Just to make sure that I catch it while it's al dente. Okay, so now I am going to use this pan to make a loud sizzle. There's my chicken. Alright. So I have it there. I have it mostly spread out in a single layer. And it says it's going to take about 4 to 6 minutes. I'm going to give that a solid 2 minutes where I don't move it around, just to try to get a nice char on the bottom of that chicken as well. And that will help with some flavor, so I hear. There we go. Now all of my linguine is submerged. And that's going well. What are some good channel rewards to use for when I'm doing a co-cooking stream? What fun stuff can we come up with for that? Because I feel like that has potential. Maybe like force me to have a debate with my co-host about a subject of your choosing. Would that be fun? I don't know if that'd be fun. Maybe I should have a different... That's what I'll do. Hey, welcome back. This is actually a very good question for you. I was asking for any good channel reward thingies to use while doing those co-cooking streams. And because the next co-cooking stream is with you, Slayer, and we're making enchiladas, I would like to give you the option to choose a thing that they can spend bits to have us do. And I want you to choose it because I want it to be something that you are comfortable with. Because consent is very important. Chicken is looking pretty good. Okay, perfect. Send me a message in Discord. We'll get things figured out. And if you have any ideas for good channel rewards as well, like not even co-cooking ones. Sorry, I'm snacking on tomatoes. Hey guys, I have a really good joke about tomatoes. Maybe I should have a tell a joke thing. Would that be fun? Spend bits and make me tell a joke? What do you think? Like 200 bits? Would that be appropriate? See, my problem is... Oh, God. See, that's a really hard thing for me. Because... I am a quality over quantity person. And sometimes I'm just absolutely in the zone. And I can throw out pun after pun after pun, and they're all, in my opinion, quality. But if I can't think of a good quality pun, I'm not gonna say one. Oh, jeez. Because like that low-lying fruit. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that would be a difficult one to do. But telling some kind... Oh, thank you for the water. But But some kind of, like, hella joke, I think, would be doable. I was watching a Australian cooking show the other day, and one of the contestants on this show made these really beautiful French meringues, and everybody cheered and they were all so happy, and I was really surprised because I thought in Australia they usually boo meringue. Let's stir my pasta and not acknowledge that. Okay. This chicken's looking pretty good. Okay, I have one. So many times in my life, I will come across something and I will say either, that reminds me of a joke, or that reminds me of a song. Many, many times in my life, I have said that. What if I have that reminds me of a challenge, where if I say one of those phrases, someone can redeem those points and force me to either tell that joke or sing that song that I am reminded of. I feel like I should give back a little bit. Like, I wish I could refund some of those points if it ends up that I have to sing a song, because nobody should pay for that. I don't know how well it would work. And one thing that concerns me is, like, there is a song title, That's Not My Bus, but it reminds me of a song. And I feel like I could always fall back on that. If someone says something and I say, that reminds me of a song, which reminds me of a song, I can't actually sing that song. Because that's not my bus, it reminds me of a song. While it is technically a song title, it doesn't have any music to it. My pasta needs like one more minute. So it has lyrics, but it doesn't have music, because That's Not My Bus, That's Not My Bus, but it reminds me of a song, is a song from Stationary Ground's first album, Airports and Food Courts. And Stationary Ground, as some of you might know, is the band that I am in with my father, which isn't actually a real band. But I wrote lyrics, not just like song titles. I wrote lyrics for every song on our first album, with no intention of ever actually playing them or putting them to music even. But I thought it was fun, so I did. Basically, it was directed poetry. Okay. This I have sauteed that for about a minute until fragrant. Now I am adding my tomatoes, my many, many, many tomatoes. Okay, so I add the tomatoes, the remainder of my spice. I don't think I did a very good job with half. So, I will make out for it with salt and pepper. I was going to add those anyway. Mix that to hopefully coat it evenly. I have killed the heat on my pasta. So now that that's ready to go, let's get this drained. Okay, that is drained. I forgot to save any of my pasta water, so rookie mistake there. What can I add instead? I can't really think of anything. I have made a terrible mistake, my friends. So the reason you save the pasta water, you save at least a little bit of it because it has all of the starch in the pasta in it already. So if my sauce is too thick, I could add regular water and mix it up and thin it out. Or I could add pasta water. And not only does it thin it out a little bit, but it also adds that extra starch to make it a really nice creamy texture. So that's the ideal aspect of it. And if you're making mashed potatoes, if you need to thin those out, potato water does a great job as well. Basically, it's that starchy water. And adding that back into what you're making is a good way to thin it out and give a really creamy texture. There are a lot of pasta dishes that are basically just like butter and pasta sauce or pasta water, and that's it. And that alone is enough to make a beautiful sauce. So, give it a try sometime. I don't remember how long this needs. Oh, only 2 to 3 minutes until softened. I think we're doing okay. So now I have my cream cheese. I'm supposed to whisk this in. Can't even open it. Where are my skizzers? Lost again. Forever and always. Never, ever, ever where they belong. Yes, on the dining room table, of course. So I have cut open my cream cheese. Can I dump that? Woo! That was fast. Dice doesn't even need my scissors. What does Dice ever use scissors for? Hey, Dice! I don't know if you can hear me. Or if he's paying attention. Hey, Dice! Oh. Dice has fallen asleep on the couch. I repeat, Dice has fallen asleep on the couch. Okay, so we have our cream cheese. Give that a little bit of a mix. I'm also adding half the Parmesan. That's about half. So if I were making this recipe on my own, without a food box delivery service sending me ingredients, then I would use mozzarella instead of Parmesan for this. Because as I've said before, and possibly every single episode that includes Parmesan, I'm not a big fan of Parmesan. Okay. So, the cream, pasta water, yep, nope. Half the Parmesan into that, done. Bring to a simmer. Then, stir in the pasta. Oh, good news, guys, there's still some pasta in the pan, or some water in the pan. I didn't completely drain it. So we have a little bit. Be careful doing stuff like that. That pan is very hot. Okay. Add the pasta. The chicken goes back in. I really need to pour, like, towards you guys. What else? Oh, and the lemon zest. Oh, you've gone purple, I see. I should give Asiago a try. That's one of those things where, like, in theory it's good, but the same could be said for Parmesan. Yeah, your name is purple. Earlier it was lime green. I don't know if you manually changed that. I didn't think that they changed unless, like, I were to close my chat. If you don't manually select a color, then it just assigns you a random one. The color of your name. Oh, it wasn't orange at all, according to this. That was bright green. Is it blue? Maybe because I have the dark round, it was, it just looks more purple. I should change mine. Like, I have this teal color. Both are gray. That's sad. See, so you see how this is kind of a, it's sauced, but I wouldn't call this creamy. If I added some pasta water in here, some more pasta water, it would be much creamier. And I would be delighted to show you an example of that, but I can't because I am the actual worst. Alright, so now I taste. I will eat a noodle. It needs just a bit of salt, I think. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to hydrate. That one's free, guys. Okay. And now I just divvy it up. So, let's move my cutting board. Let's bring my bowls over. Let's move the camera back. Oop. I have put my tripod into a teacup. Okay. There we go. Here are my beautiful charred lemons. I will set those aside for the time being. And now, oh crap, I've done it again. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo. Because how annoying would it be if I was like, I really should start pouring towards you guys more, and then the very next thing I do is once again pour away from you. There you go, like right there. That's good enough. Okay. Oof! Almost missed. So, sometimes the fun little fixins, like the tomatoes and the chicken, like to hang out at the bottom. So when I'm attempting to plate them evenly, they don't go evenly. So I always do them back and forth until everything seems approximately equal. So, there we go. We're going to go with approximately. Now, we will top them up with the remaining Parmesan. For the last of the Parmesan, I like to pour all of it into my hands and then balance them out that way and then sprinkle them over the top. Because if I don't do that, then they end up wildly unbalanced. Okay. Then we have our charred lemon halves. And there we go. That is everything. Now, if I do this and then walk away, and then get forks. We don't need this guy right now. It's okay if he's not in frame. So let's give this a try. We'll get a little bit of linguine. We'll get some tomato. We'll get some chicken. Oh, wait. Let's squeeze the baby. The juice is much darker, as one would expect, since it's like being filtered through a charred lemon. Sorry, probably should have not switched cameras before doing that. That's what it looks like squeezed. That's a much more mild lemon flavor. It's not like in-your-face tart. Okay. Now, we have linguine. There's some tomato over here and some chicken. There's even a little bit of Parmesan on there. And it's dangling down, so this is going to be a very graceful shot. But let's give it a try. I love that lemon. I know I've said it before. Very nice, very fresh. Thinking about it, I very well may end up with some serious heartburn after this, between the acidity and the lemon and the tomatoes. But I think it's worth it. I'll drink a glass of milk with it. There, cancel out. Easy peasy. But yeah, that leaves us off for where we are today. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the water. I'm gonna need to refill this more often. And we are all set. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for participating in chat. Thank you for subscribing, Slayer and Linkster. Thank you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Next week. Let's look at the recipes now. What do we have coming next week? I did get more boxes to give away, so if anyone is interested in trying this same meal delivery service that I use, just let me know. All I need is an email address. So, oh, interesting. Okay, so I was too late. Like, I can order these things like 4 weeks in advance, and I didn't. So, I have some pre-selected meals. They don't take your cards? What cards don't they take? We have sweet chili chicken. We have super smashed burgers and cherry glazed pork meatballs. So those are the ones that we have for next week. Okay. So if any of those sound particularly good to you, sweet chili chicken, super smashed burgers, or cherry glazed meatballs, you let me know and I will make that one next week. In the meantime, sign off. Goodbye, loves.